I'm Bibi. I wanted to talk a little bit about the connection between personal style and how we can be perceived by others. When we're first meeting somebody new, it only takes about 7 seconds for them to judge us, and that's based solely on our personal appearance. Now, I know that might seem quick, but it happens. We all do it, and often we're doing it on a subconscious level. So, throughout our lives, our minds have created these stories that are based on, the way we were raised, stereotypes we've picked up, TV, media, all of that. Um, so we all judge people and we do it quite quickly, often without even knowing it. By being in tune with our personal style and owning it, we're actually giving ourselves more power and influence over how we might be perceived by others. So I thought that I could demonstrate with a little story today, a really personal, close to the heart story. I hope you don't mind. So, back in 2012, I started to lose my hair for medical reasons, and it was unknown at the time. It probably took about a year of research and going to doctors to try and figure out where that symptom might stem from. This is many years later, and I'm still trying to figure it all out, but we're a bit more ahead of the game than we were back then. But, anyways, so at the time, I was a mess, really. I was really depressed and anxious about this symptom. I was confused, upset, super emotional all the time. I was also lifting weights, so I was, kind of gaining a lot of mass around here and getting quite broad shouldered. And my hair, the volume of my hair was shrinking. So I felt that my head and my body were no longer proportioned, and I was just completely fixated on that. And I thought that everybody else was too. So, when you become obsessed with something, everybody is. So that wasn't quite the case, I don't think. But like I said, I was really distraught by it all. And this one weekend, my husband and I decided to take a trip to Melbourne to go see a concert. So it was a long weekend. And the day after the concert, we were walking down the street and holding hands, and I was wearing these big oversized sunglasses and just kind of sobbing through them. I was in really bad shape, and my poor, sweet, patient husband pointed out a sign that he saw on the sidewalk for a wig shop that was a level above us. So he said, would you ever consider maybe wearing a wig? Do you think that might help you? And I thought, wow, a wig, that seems a little bit extreme maybe, I'm not sure. But while we're here, let's give it a shot. Let's go see what it's all about. And so we went upstairs and talked to the owner. She sat down, she was super nice, and let me try on about 10 different wigs. And there was one that I kind of went for that was very close to my original style that I used to have. And what nailed it for me was this little girl in the corner. I think she had alopecia. She must have been maybe about 9 or 10 years old, and she just had so much confidence, and she was just whipping the wig off and trying different ones on. And I just thought, wow, she's great. If she could do this, I could do this. I've got this. So we bought my first wig and left, and it probably took me a couple of weeks to get used to the idea of wearing it and to not feel like everybody's staring at me and pointing at me. And eventually I fell in love with it, and I met a wig lady up in Wellington who was really cool. And she let me sit down and try different styles on, and she would talk me through, colors and styles for my face shape and that. And I learned a lot from that. And eventually it actually became an accessory, and now I've collected probably about 15 of them and named them all, and I wear them all the time. It's given me a huge amount of confidence, and I'm really grateful for that, because I still have issues with my hair. So that was all great, and that was it helped me function and operate very confidently out in the corporate world where I was working at the time. But then when I got home, internally, I was really no different, and there still needed to be a lot of work done there. There still is a lot of work to be done. But baby steps, right? I'm working on it. So I noticed, like, when I came home from work, my husband would greet me and kiss me and hug me and go, "Oh, you're so hot." And I'd be like, "Oh, get away." And I'd run to the bathroom and whip my wig off really quickly. And I'd find, all these little wispy bits that I was clinging on to, all sweaty from the wig that I was wearing all day. And I was just trying to fix my hair to make myself presentable to him. And it was just a lot of energy and effort put into it all the time. And I was getting really sick of fussing about my hair all the time and making such a big deal of it. And I was exhausted. So I came across this article that went on for a couple of years, believe it or not, which is why I was exhausted. And then I came across this article, and it was about a woman who shaved her head, and she was talking about how liberating the experience was. And, we've seen these movies too where women shave their heads and, all of a sudden they're free. And I just thought, I would really love to feel that way one day. And so I asked my husband if he could help me shave my head, and we did it together. And it wasn't as scary as I thought. It only took a few minutes, and it really was a liberating experience. It was emotional. It still is for me, but it definitely helped. So I wasn't fussing around all the time trying to fix all those little bits, because I had some patches missing, so I was trying to cover them. And it was just ridiculous how much attention I was putting on that. And now I could focus on other things in my life that are important and not that. So that's helped tremendously. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't miss my original or natural hair. But I've come to terms with it, and I've learned to just kind of embrace what I have and work with my wigs when I go out. And it's helped me a lot. I'm in a lot better shape than I used to be. So you might think, "Oh, cool story, Bibi, but what does this have to do with personal style?" Well, I've learned through experience that, as I said before, people can make snap judgments like really quickly and based on our appearance. And I'm aware that some people are visual learners. I am too. And so I thought maybe I can provide you with a few visuals just to show you what I mean. So don't freak out, because I already told you this is a wig. I'm going to take it off. So sorry, I've got wig head because I've been wearing that all morning now. So I just wanted to demonstrate what a few different wig styles alone could do to your appearance and how people can judge you. And I'll use, for an example, going to a job interview or going to an important meeting. So this is one of my wigs I call her Olivia. I really love her. And I wear a lot. I'll just put this on and just bear with me for a moment. So my mother-in-law calls this my fun wig. She says, "Oh, when you come over this weekend, wear your fun wig." She's so adorable. So this is Olivia. I've learned that Olivia shouldn't be worn to job interviews because people look at her and they think, "Wow, she's really relaxed and maybe kind of, loose or wild." And she looks like she might be too chilled to get any work done. So probably lost my opportunity within the first few minutes of that meeting. And then there's Jamie, who I call Jamie. Now, she's going to need a comb, so just give me a second. Now, with my own personal style, I like to flirt with an androgynous look sometimes and dress a little bit on the more masculine side. And that's when I like to wear Jamie. And if I wore Jamie to an important meeting or a job interview, she's a little bit too quirky for some people, and they tend to just focus on the hair and not what I'm saying or who I am and how I'm presenting myself. So you've kind of missed your opportunity there as well. And if I took Jamie off, if I went in like this, Now, this sucks to say, but it happens a lot. The first thing that you often get is the head tilt and the, oh, she's ill, or she's dealt with cancer, or, that's the first thing that they think. And a lot of the time, if I were to go to an interview, it doesn't always happen, but it might happen that they think, well, she's ill, she's going to need some time off work, and we can't deal with that. So kind of harsh, but could be a reality. I did a little social experiment a couple of years ago when I first shaved my head. I was working in an office, and I went in, I was wearing my blonde wig all the time, but I decided when I shaved my head to try and go au naturel for a while, and it changed everything. The men that I worked with, they could no longer look me in the eye, or they were so distracted by the look because it's quite intense. And some of the older women, they were cool. They're like, oh yeah, way to go, more power to you. And then there were some of the younger girls were like, wow, that is so brave. You've got a lot of guts to go out, like that. And which is cool. I know where they were coming from, but, it could also be taken as, wow, you've got a lot of nerve to go out looking the way you do. But anyways, I'm digressing. So the wig that I tend to wear the most when I'm meeting someone new is the one that you first saw me in, and I call her Posh. Sorry, I just need to fix the lighting again. I'm in front of my window here in the studio. So hopefully I put her on properly. So this is Posh, and she's reliable. She's modern. She's asymmetrical. She suits my face shape. She makes me feel confident. She looks like she's going to get the job done, and people tend to focus on me, who I am, our discussion, not so much the hair. So it makes a really big difference. And knowing that, I can see it in their eyes when we're talking, knowing that it's empowering to me, and so I don't have to focus on or worry about how I look or stress over it. I know I look good and I feel good, so I just put on my power suit, go and focus on my conversation and demonstrate my awesome skill set. And that's what they see too. So that's how it feels to own your personal style. When you look good, you feel really good, and people tend to notice that. They notice a change in your mood, the way you hold yourself, and they tend to gravitate toward that and want to get to know you better. So I guess I just wanted to do this video today to encourage you to have a little think about that, and maybe look at some of my other videos. I'm kind of new to making videos, so bear with me. I'm really out of my comfort zone, but I'm starting to get used to them, and I'll put some more out there soon, but I've got a few going right now. And if you're in New Zealand, I'd love it if you came to one of my workshops. It's called Master Your Personal Style. It's a full day, including lunch, catered lunch, and up to 20 women come in. And I teach you from beginning to end how to look good and feel great and comfortable in your own skin, and never have to stress about your wardrobe again, really. And if you're self-isolating or not in New Zealand at the moment, I do offer virtual services too. So just check out my website, see what I have to offer at www.studiobb.co.nz. It'll be listed below. And if you have any questions or would like me to do a different kind of video, leave a comment or message me directly. I'd love to hear from you. So I think that's it. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you.